What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing one of our classic videos, which is a practicality test comparing my MK5 Toyota Supra and the R35 Nissan GT-R. Now, if today's video can get 1,000 thumbs up, I'm going to unwrap the GT-R. So if you want to see that car unwrap, throw a thumbs up, and yeah, the next video will be unwrapping the car. So I have a few tests lined up with the cars to compare kind of their practicality, some storage tests, ground clearance, turning circles, stuff like that. So I think first thing, we're gonna go ahead and compare the trunk sizes and see if I can fit in which car. Now the Toyota Supra is a hatchback, so when we open this up, we have a lot of room here. This does kind of move. I'm going to leave it in place just to see how it works. I do have an emergency handle and nobody's around, so we'll see how this goes. I have the key in my pocket just in case, but worst case I can crawl through. So let's give this a try. It is definitely a smaller car. I think I'll feed my feet backwards a little bit. Very, not too bad.
All right, well that is closed. I got the GoPro here, and you might be able to see there is emergency handle. Not too bad. My feet are on the speaker, and worst case this little piece could be removed, but there we go.
And we are out of the car. It is definitely a little bit of a tighter trunk space. Whew. I don't really know what my neighbors think about us, but onto the GT-R. So we have a more conventional trunk for the GT-R, no access to the interior, so if this fails and my key fob fails, we're gonna be waiting a little bit. So let's hop on in. Much larger opening than the Supra, and this is almost like waist deep, so it's a little bit bigger. We got a strap, we got the emergency, this should be no big deal. This is pitch black compared to the Supra. This is the only light we have. And ooh, the light comes out, that's kind of cool. So now, there we go. That is it for the Supra, or the GT-R. So we got a bigger trunk in the GT-R. I guess we will go ahead and give the point to this car just because a lot more space in the trunk, easier to fit a human body. Now, of course, you shouldn't be driving a car with a person in the trunk, but this just represents how you got a lot of space in each car. They're actually not too bad. And if you saw the tint video with the Supra, you had to sit in the trunk to get that window all done. So it's kind of usable for a hatchback like the Supra, but of course, don't be putting people in the back of your trunk. So yeah, point goes to the GT-R. It is larger, it is much more roomy. Now we're going to fit some things in each car. So what we have to go ahead and test out the interior storage space of each car. We have a normal size golf bag, we have my camera bag, a normal backpack, and then my snowboard bag sitting up here all loaded up. So for pretty decent sized items, just to get a good idea. So for the Supra now, I'm gonna take this thing out just to maximize the height. So you will notice there's like a dip in the center of the speaker box, so that might actually be perfect for golf bags. Definitely not gonna fit side to side. This is pretty narrow. It's like less than an arm's length from here to there. So a normal set of golf bags, that literally is probably what that is for, because that absolutely fits perfectly in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try for the snowboard bag on top of the golf bag. I don't know if my binding is going to get in the way. Yeah, so that is not gonna fit underneath this little strut brace. All right, so there is a good look at everything fitting. It actually has some extra space. We have space down in here and down in here on top of the speakers. Luckily, they have this mesh and this little grill on them, so you're not gonna damage them. And of course, this will close nicely, I think. So that is 100% closed. Let's take a look on the inside and see how we're looking. All right, so not too bad. You can fit in here. So let's hop in the passenger side. So I have the snowboard edge right there, but you know, two people can actually fit. Driver, of course, is gonna be just the same as this side. Supra does get a point technically because everything fits nicely. Two people can fit in the car with no issues. It does hinder visibility just a little bit, but not too bad. So let's head to the GT-R. All right, so the GT-R is a much different layout. Of course, no access from the trunk into the cabin, but the golf bag should fit nicely in the back here. So no trouble there. And both backpacks. And we actually have a ton of space left over. Now, as for the snowboard, it doesn't fit in the trunk. So I think our only bet is to actually put it in the rear seats, like sideways. That might be a good option. All right, snowboard is literally like that much too big, so it does not fit in the rear seats. All right, well, that means the only other option for the snowboard is to actually go in the passenger side. So I think the Supra technically wins by default just because you're now left with using the rear seat of this car on the other side for your extra passenger, which is no fun. Yeah, so that is how the GT-R can haul all these items. So I kind of have to give the point to the Supra, although technically we know this is much larger. And while you still can fit 2 people in this car with this configuration, given that this car does have rear seats, there is more space to put larger items, and more people. So GT-R technically wins, but for this exact test, I'm gonna give the point to the Supra, but technically this one still won. All right, so blindfolded challenge now. I actually have a cool GT-R 50th anniversary little rag. That's my blindfold. Cars are locked, I have the keys in my pocket, so you tell me when to go.
You ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, this car is really tight to get into. I don't want to hit my head or anything. Oh boy. All right, I have to have the door closed.
So you're just over 17 seconds.
And I didn't crash.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bright. Well, not too bad. I thought the e-brake would be a little weird and getting into it would be a little harder. All right, I'm ready whenever.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh God, wait. Okay, oh my gosh. Oh, that door handle.
Just over 20 seconds.
Yeah.
So 3 seconds slower because of the door handle.
Yeah, there's nothing to know where to grab on the door handle blindfolded. I don't know where I was. Looks like I was up here.
You were in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's hard. I have to press the button to unlock it versus you touch the door handle and it does things. And then to put this in drive, I had to take my foot off the brake, hit it again. So modern technology, 10 years newer, it's a little bit easier to drive. So now the next test is going to be ground clearance. We're going to use the driveway as the example. It's got a little bit of a curve to it, as you can see. So I'll just line up each car front bumper to it from the road and go straight on it and see how the front bumper clears and then how the center of the car clears. Now it is worth noting both cars have bone stock suspension and OEM sized tires. So I'll probably have to go back and review the footage to see which one is the winner. But as far as just looking at the 2 cars, they're pretty similar as far as ground clearance goes. And I never have issues with either car. Although there are some goodies on the way, especially for the Supra, where that might be a little bit of an issue. So just a little hint as to what's next. Next up now is turning radius. The Supra is a rear-wheel drive car. The GT-R is an all-wheel drive car. So we're gonna use this kind of open area right here, use the drone a little bit, play some music, and see which one does a tighter turn. So as far as the turning radius test, the Supra does take the win. Being rear wheel drive, it's a little bit easier just making tight turns, especially in reverse. The GT-R, you can hear things clunking and popping and sounds really bad. But I will say the GT-R actually did a lot better doing that test than I thought. It was a little bit wider comparing to the Supra, but it made the turn without touching the grass, so not too bad. So I think then for the last test, I'm gonna do something that's kind of biased towards the Supra to take the victory, is an exhaust mode test. I'm gonna put each car in their loudest setting. If you guys are new to the channel, my GT-R has about 600 wheel horsepower, a full Army Trick straight piped exhaust system. So with the valves open, it is straight piped. The Supra does have the factory exhaust system, which hopefully will be changing very, very soon. We will put that in the sport mode, which opens up the valve as well. And we'll just do a slow acceleration up this road to see which one is quieter. Luckily, I will say with the GT-R, with the valves closed, it sounds bone stock and super quiet. So these cars are actually very quiet and livable in a neighborhood setting like this. But just for fun, we're gonna see how quiet this is in loud mode. That is the one drawback of living in a cookie cutter neighborhood. As soon as I start up the Supra, we got people mowing. People think that we're the noisy ones on YouTube. You guys think that? We're actually the quiet ones. We don't make noise. All right, we're gonna give these exhaust tips when he's done. Alright guys, so that is going to wrap up the practicality test comparing the R35 Nissan GT-R to the Mark V Toyota Supra. As far as living with both cars on a day-to-day basis, driving them around town, using them as daily drivers, they're both really, really practical in all honesty. As you can tell from all the tests we did today, they both actually did everything successfully. I think every time the GT-R has a weakness, the Supra has a strength to compensate, and every time the Supra has a weakness, the GT-R has a strength to compensate. So for me, both the cars actually complement each other absolutely perfectly. So owning them side by side, it's literally the perfect duo of cars. The Supra is a little bit more usable around town, tighter turning radius, a little bit better just maneuvering it. The GT-R does have a little bit more space and you can fit more people in it and has a bigger trunk. So they're pretty much tied, just kind of some fun things to go through with both cars. And of course, the GT-R is pretty loud right now because it is straight pipe. But anyways, that is gonna wrap up today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, if you wanna see the GT-R unwrapped, 1,000 thumbs up and I'll go ahead and unwrap it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content to come, and I'll see you guys next video.